Ever dreamt of captaining a ship, battling epic storms, and hauling in a massive catch? Today, we're diving deep into the world of a fisheries boatmaster, see if the reality, matches that romantic image. We've got some great resources from RoleCatcher to guide us, so let's cast off.
It's funny you mention the romantic image because that's where I feel like most people start.
Right.
But the reality, as you might guess, is a lot more nuanced. It's a job that demands, like a unique blend of grit, know-how, and a deep, deep respect for the sea.
Okay, so less Captain Ahab and more.
Oh.
What does a fisheries boatmaster actually do all day?
Think of it like this. You're not just steering a boat, right?
Right.
You're orchestrating an entire operation. Navigation, fishing techniques, vessel maintenance, you're responsible for all of it.
Wow, it's a lot more than I pictured. RoleCatcher actually highlighted that fisheries boatmasters need a surprising amount of management skills. Who knew leading a crew on the open ocean had so much in common with managing a team in an office?
Yeah, it's true. You're responsible for your crew's safety and for their productivity. You need to make sure that everyone's working together, especially, in those high-pressure situations.
Oh, absolutely.
And let's not forget about staying compliant with international fishing regulations.
Right.
These are complex and they're always changing, so you really need to be on top of it all.
Yeah, that's where the deep dive part really comes in.
Right.
I bet most people don't realize how much goes into it. It's not just about knowing how to fish. It's about knowing where to fish, when to fish, and how to do it sustainably.
Absolutely. Imagine this. You're out at sea, the weather's turning, and you have to make a judgment call. Do you push for a bigger haul, or do you prioritize the safety of your crew and the long-term health of the fish population?
That's a lot of pressure. You need nerves of steel for this job.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of pressure, RoleCatcher had some interesting insights into the kinds of, skills that come in handy for a fisheries boatmaster. It's not just about being physically strong or knowing how to tie a knot, is it?
No, not at all. Don't get me wrong, those are important.
Sure.
But you also need sharp judgment and serious decision-making skills. You're out there dealing with unpredictable situations, sometimes with limited information.
Right.
You've got to think on your feet and make the call, knowing that lives and livelihoods depend on it.
So you've got to be able to handle a crisis.
Exactly. RoleCatcher uses this example, and I think it's a good one. Imagine your equipment malfunctions miles from shore in rough seas.
Oh, no.
You need to stay calm, assess the situation, and use your knowledge of the vessel, your crew, and the environment to get everyone home safe.
That's intense. It makes you realize that this job attracts a certain type of person.
Yeah.
Someone who thrives under pressure, loves a challenge, and feels a deep connection to the sea.
And someone who can handle a little seasickness, of course.
Right. No one looks glamorous with a green face.
But seriously, all joking aside, this is clearly a career that demands a unique set of skills and a certain kind of personality.
It does. But for the right person, it can be an incredibly rewarding path, both personally and professionally. Okay, so we've established that being a fisheries boatmaster is no walk in the park. But how does one actually become a captain of their own destiny, so to speak? Do you just show up at a dock with a life vest and a dream?
Not quite. Like most maritime careers, it often starts with hands-on experience.
So you're saying I can't just skip the line with my fancy captain's hat?
Afraid not. You typically begin as a deckhand, learning the ropes, literally from the ground up. RoleCatcher has some really useful skill guides on this, by the way, that break down the specific things you'd be expected to know at each level. But basically, you're starting with the basics, how to handle lines, clean and maintain the vessel, assist with fishing operations, that sort of thing.
So you're saying starting as a deckhand is like boot camp for aspiring boatmasters?
In a way, yeah. It's where you really learn the rhythm of life at sea.
Okay.
How to handle the unexpected, how to work as part of a team in, really close quarters.
Right.
Plus, you're building those practical skills. Knot tying, net mending, you name it. These things might seem small on land, but they're essential out there.
And RoleCatcher really emphasizes the importance of this hands-on experience, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not enough to just read about it in a book.
Exactly. It's like anything else. The more you do it, the better you get.
Right.
And as you prove yourself, you can start taking on more responsibility. Maybe you move up to junior fisheries boatmaster, assisting with navigation, supervising other deckhands, even getting some time at the helm.
Okay, so you're moving up the ranks from deckhand to junior boatmaster. What comes next on this nautical career ladder?
Well, with enough experience and the right qualifications, you can set your sights on becoming a senior fisheries boatmaster. At that point, you're responsible for the entire fishing operation, planning trips, managing the crew, ensuring everyone's following safety protocols, and, making those critical decisions we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
It's a big job.
It's like the difference between being a line cook and a head chef,
Okay.
right? You got to have a deep understanding of every aspect of the operation.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
And just like a head chef might eventually open their own restaurant, some experienced fisheries boatmasters might even go on to captain larger vessels, oversee multiple boats, or even manage entire fishing fleets.
Wow. So the possibilities really do expand as you gain experience. It's
Yeah.
not just like a linear path. You branch out in different directions.
Yeah.
RoleCatcher actually mentions alternative career paths for those with Fisheries Boatmaster experience, right?
See, do.
Okay.
For example, some people transition to shore-based roles, like becoming a fisheries inspector. They already have a deep understanding of the industry, the regulations,
Right.
so they're in a great position to, enforce those rules and ensure sustainable fishing practices.
That makes a lot of sense. And it speaks to the diverse skill set of a Fisheries Boatmaster.
Mm.
You're not just a captain, you're a leader, a problem solver, and a guardian of the ocean's resources.
Precisely. It's a career with a surprising amount of depth and variety, which I think is something that often gets overlooked.
Okay, so we've talked about the skills, the responsibilities, the potential career paths. But let's be real for a second. What about the lifestyle? It's got to be tough being away from home for long stretches, battling the elements, dealing with the unpredictable nature of the sea. What are the perks and drawbacks of this life on the water? I mean, there's got to be a reason why not everyone is clamoring to be a fisheries boatmaster.
You're absolutely right. It's not for everyone, but for those who crave adventure, independence, and, a deep connection with nature, it can be incredibly rewarding.
All right, sell it to me. What are the biggest perks of this career besides the obvious, I'm the captain now, bragging rights?
Well, first and foremost, the job security is tough to beat. As long as people enjoy seafood, which, let's face it, isn't going anywhere anytime soon,
Right.
skilled fisheries boatmasters will be in high demand.
It's a good point. People got to eat.
Yeah.
And someone has to navigate those, sometimes treacherous waters to bring in the catch.
Exactly. And that brings me to another major perk, the travel. You could find yourself exploring different coastlines, experiencing new cultures, and witnessing some truly breathtaking marine life, firsthand. RoleCatcher features several interviews with boatmasters who talk about encountering whales, dolphins, even the occasional shark, all while on the job.
Okay, now that sounds incredible. Sign me up for the whale watching.
Right.
So we've got job security, we've got travel, and we've got like front row seats to nature's greatest show. What else is there?
Well, for those who, feel most at peace surrounded by nature, working on the open water can be incredibly grounding. There's something about the rhythm of the sea, the fresh air, the feeling of being surrounded by vastness that can be both, humbling and exhilarating.
Okay, I can see the appeal. But let's not sugarcoat it. It can't all be smooth sailing and stunning sunsets. What are some of the downsides that might make someone reconsider this career path?
Well, for starters, it's physically demanding work, often in challenging weather conditions. Long hours, heavy lifting, exposure to the elements. It's not for the faint of heart.
So it's not all sunshine and calm waters out there.
Definitely not, no. You're at the mercy of Mother Nature, and she can be unpredictable, to say the least.
Yeah.
One day it's smooth sailing, the next you're battling a storm. And then, of course, there's the isolation. You're away from family and friends, for extended periods, which can be really tough. RoleCatcher actually mentions this as a common challenge for people in the industry.
Yeah, that makes sense. It takes, I imagine, a special kind of person to thrive in that kind of environment. Someone who's independent, adaptable, and maybe even, a little bit of a lone wolf.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
You need to be, comfortable in your own company and able to handle those long stretches without the comforts of home.
Right.
And, of course, let's not forget the inherent, danger. You're working on the water, sometimes in remote locations, and things can go wrong quickly.
Yeah. It's not a career for the faint of heart, that's for sure. But, with risk often comes reward, right?
We've talked about the sense of adventure and purpose, but what about the financial side of things? What kind of earning potential are we looking at for a skilled fisheries boatmaster?
That's where things get interesting. It really varies,
Yeah.
It depends on your experience, the type of vessel you're on, even the success of the fishing season. But generally speaking, experienced fisheries boatmasters, especially those operating, larger vessels or managing fleets, they can earn a really substantial income. We're talking, potentially six figures or more.
Okay, so the earning potential is definitely there for those who are willing to put in the work and climb the ranks. It seems like this career path offers a lot. Adventure, purpose, financial security, connection to nature, but it also demands a lot in return. It's a delicate balance.
And it is a delicate balance, and that's why I think, resources like RoleCatcher are so valuable.
They provide a realistic look at this career path, highlighting both the challenges and the rewards. It's not about romanticizing the job or scaring people away. It's about giving them the information they need to make an informed decision.
Exactly. It's all about finding the right fit for your personality, your skills, and your aspirations. So for our listeners, we've taken a deep dive into the world of a fisheries boatmaster, exploring the skills, the challenges, the rewards, and, well, everything in between. It's a career that's as demanding as it is rewarding, as unpredictable as the sea itself. What speaks to you most about this profession? Does it align with your own sense of adventure and purpose? Keep those questions in mind as you chart your own course. And until next time, happy exploring.